The hand that rules the cradle rules the world. The world, the hand that rules the cradles rule the world. Mothering, parenting is a great responsibility. When you are privileged to have a life given to you to nurture and to culture, that child must not be neglected. You're going to be accountable to your Creator, how you have nurtured your kids. In the last episode, we have a traumatizing situation of a lady that her mommy's friend's dad was having sexual intercourse with her from age 6. A 6-year-old child. Some of you have children that are about that age. Please picture a grandpa messing up with the emotional life, sexual life of your child. My voice is shaking already. It's scary. Because the parents are not mentally, emotionally, psychologically sound. They don't know that there are predators everywhere. Ignorance is not an excuse. Somebody said, I don't believe in the law of gravity. And you went to the 25th story building. By the time you are coming down, it's the news, the press, that will tell us there is somebody that is not smart enough, knowing that life is all about what goes up must come down. In all of this, she became a victim of life. She became a victim of an old man sexually molesting her from age 5. That is something I've been able to process. And in the process, I just told myself, this is a case note. And I'm going to be using her life to explain to us what it means to nurture, to culture, to take care of a child by the reason of her experiences, what she went through in the hand of parents that were careless. She was not only a victim of being sexually molested, but a victim of so many things. Welcome as we watch the life and listen to her story. Of course, no name, no face, no identity. She needs to tell her story and tell the world. Thank you for coming again to share your story.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, mommy.
Yes, go ahead with your story.
So, my parents, my mom actually, sees this man as a good Samaritan because the man brings things over to our house. Because at that time, we were facing my parents were facing some financial problem, and we lacked things in the house like foodstuffs. And this man has a very big farmland that he brings things whenever it's time for harvest. He brings things over to our house, but he does not bring these things in a sack that we just give away. Like, he brings it and he asks my parents to like turn it, and then he will stay there for some time. He will stay for a very long time before going back. Then he will just be like, okay, I should be the one to bring the sack over to his house.
Now listen, parents and adults, and if you are hearing me, you are in position of authority and you are privileged to be a blessing to someone. Don't take advantage of them. Some of you are lecturers, sex by grades. Some of you are contractors. I have to sleep with you before I give you that job. It's not fair. You don't profit by people's predicament. You don't take advantage of people's vulnerability because you could afford to help a family of 4 or 6 to feed them. So now is the time for you to destroy a future of a little girl, age 6. Not only that, you did something that was unfair on the child by telling the child, I'm talking about a 6-year-old child, to come and bring the sack of the food items you brought to the house because they don't have food to eat, because they lack what to eat. So you took advantage of them by preying on a child in the family. The point is, It's so unfortunate that some of us who are living like that, hurting other people, taking advantage of children, mothers. I've seen widows that have cried to me and said, this man wanted to help me to pay my kids to school fees, but he wanted to have sex with me. Oh, this person is just trying to help me, and he just insisted until we go to the hotel. You cannot do anything. Now, the point is, you have your own children. Would you ask your creator to do exactly what you are doing to these children and to the people that have come to ask you for help? Would you pray that this would happen to them? There was a particular man, because the housemaid is vulnerable, maid, so to say, slept with her, aborted for her, and she died. And guess what? All her children, all his children, listen to me as a woman, hear me. You better stand in the gap for your children and make a declaration. Whatever any man has done that will boomerang on my kids, raise a standard, because some men, I know most men will not like what I'm saying. If you're a clean man, you will love what I'm saying. If you're an ungodly man, you will not like what I'm saying. Some men have eaten grapes. The teeth of the children are being set at edge because of one thing. You cannot hold your private parts. Messing up the life of people that look up to you for help. She said, because there was nothing. And a good Samaritan in quotes came into the picture. Many people would have felt the breath of fresh air, thinking, oh, our help, our comforter has come. But the motive and intention was to destroy a life of a 6-year-old child, insisting that my daughter, you're the daughter in the house, your granddaughter should bring the sack of the goods you brought. Now, the question is, sincerely, I can't blame the mom, because nobody would think along that line. But parents, listen, think along every line, think everything. As even if they are siblings, you know how many kids, how many adults have come to me and said, ma, I was sleeping with my sister. I'm going to bring an episode to you here on this program. Sleeping with her sibling. They were sleeping, they were committing incest under the roof of their parents. Not to talk of a stranger telling you to allow your daughter to bring the goods or the sack of whatever he brought, and you are not sensible enough. I say, Daddy, I will tell the brother to bring it. Or I will tell somebody to bring it. Are you the only girl?
Oh no, ma. We are 3 girls. I have a junior and a senior sister.
So you have you are 3 girls. There's no boy.
No, we have 3 boys. We're actually 3 boys, 3 girls. But we female comes first. We came first. Like, I have a senior sister. I'm the second in the family, and my junior sister.
So at the time the grandpa was sexually molesting you, you didn't have any male, or you didn't have any brother, as it were.
Oh yeah, we do. That was when.
How old is your brother?
It was just 2 then.
Okay, so you are the next 2 and 6. So you are the one that should go and take the sack. So sad. Yes, go ahead with your story.
So the first day I went to his house, he asked me, like, when I took the sack in, I met him outside actually, and he said I should take the sack inside. So okay, I thought he just didn't want to collect it outside, so I took it inside.
Let me turn to my guest. I have a guest in the house. At the age of 6, can you still remember everything that happened to you at that particular age? Because some people don't have memories of what happened to them at that age. You can remember what? Wow. You know, the reason why I'm asking that question, please answer me. Can you remember what happens to you at age 6?
Okay, then I was in pre-1 and my dad was an engineer, and I can remember everything. I had many friends and stuff like that.
Can you imagine? You know, I wanted to be sure if this was not a make-up story. You know, that kind of thing. When you hear some things at 6 and she could still remember that the man would say, take the sack to the room. That was what prompted me to ask you a question of, are you sure? Because I'm old. Well, maybe I'm over 60. Can I remember what happened to you? Well, you guys are young, so at least you're still close to your early age. I wanted to be sure she was not making up stories, that she could clearly remember what the man said. Take the sack to the room. Go ahead with your story.
So immediately he went in after me and he just asked me to take off my clothes, and he started taking off his own clothes as well. So at that time I didn't even know what was going on, and then he asked me to lie down on his bed. Then I found him on top of me, and then when he continued for 2 years, ma. It continued for 2 years.
Can you imagine sleeping with a 6-year-old girl? 6, 7, 8. 2 extra years. Were you able to tell anybody? Were you able to say it out? Because for the first time, you should go home and say, Mommy, Daddy, Uncle, Daddy, Big Daddy, Grandpa. What did you say?
Oh, I couldn't tell anybody, ma, because at that time, I know my mom will not believe me, like, because she trusts her friend, and I think because the man was helping, nobody even bothered to like ask, because sometimes whenever I take the sack there, it takes long. It takes me a long time before I come back.
Wait. Wow. She will stay long and the parents will not find out. Why are you so long in the house of that daddy or grandpa? Sometimes I look at things and I feel like just screaming. I just screamed just now.
I'm going to come back to continue this story. But please, whatever it is,
make your children feel comfortable with you to say anything that happens to them. A predator, a pedophile, a rapist, a serial killer would tell the victim, don't tell anybody. If you say it, I'm sure he must have said it to her. But if the home is a safe haven, is a comfortable place, the child would have been comfortable to say it, whatever is happening out there, and damn the consequences. Unfortunately, we don't have mothers, we have murderers. We don't have parents, we have predators as parents. Because where there is no value, abuse is inevitable. Those parents were not really intentional. I'm talking about the grandma and the mom. Not intentional. Life is a choice. When you are getting into a relationship and you are bringing life to life, I'm talking to some of you who are single and you're still not married and you're planning to be married, please be a watchman over your children. I'll be right back for the next episode.